Can you imagine a fate worse than death? Picture a place so dreadful that even the toughest criminals would prefer execution over another day inside. These are real places, prisons where the torment is so extreme that the death penalty seems like a mercy. These institutions are filled with unspeakable horrors, where survival is a constant struggle. Get ready as we reveal the 10 most nightmarish prisons in the world. Brace yourself because things are about to get very grim. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. Imagine a place where the only escape is death, a place so grim it makes the toughest prisons look like playgrounds. Welcome to Black Dolphin Prison, Russia's most dreaded high-security fortress. Perched on the border with Kazakhstan, Black Dolphin is not just a prison, it's a purgatory for the most heinous criminals imaginable. The prison's name comes from a macabre statue crafted by the inmates themselves, a stark contrast to the bleak reality within. Black Dolphin houses about 700 of Russia's most dangerous convicts, with a collective murder tally exceeding 3,500 victims. Here, the inmates aren't just murderers, they're cannibals, maniacs, terrorists, and pedophiles, each more terrifying than the last. Life inside Black Dolphin is a relentless ordeal. Inmates are crammed into 50-square-foot cells, 2 per cell, with 3 sets of steel doors locking them in. Surveillance is omnipresent, with guards patrolling every 15 minutes, ensuring no respite from the constant watch. Leaving the cell is a rare event, and when it happens, prisoners are blindfolded and forced to walk bent at the waist, disorienting them to prevent any sense of their surroundings. Forget the notion of a prison yard or cafeteria. Inmates subsist on a meager diet of soup and bread, consumed in their gloomy, claustrophobic cells. The absence of daylight and fresh air reinforces the sense of perpetual punishment. Black Dolphin is more than just a name. It's a symbol of despair and unending torment. If there were ever a contender for the most hellish prison on earth, Black Dolphin would undoubtedly top the list. Here, every day is a battle against the soul-crushing weight of confinement, a relentless reminder that, for these inmates, freedom is a distant, unattainable dream. Barrios Prison, El Salvador. What could be worse than hell on earth? Meet Barrios Prison, also known as Aldiki Udad, the most perilous place in all of El Salvador. This is no ordinary prison. It's a brutal battleground where survival is a daily struggle. Housing 2 of the world's most feared gangs, MS-13 and Barrio 18, Barrios Prison is a ticking time bomb of violence and chaos. Step inside, and you'll find a world where death lurks around every corner. Non-gang members rarely survive long, which is why, from 2004 to 2015, only hardened gang members were sent to this inferno. But even gang affiliations offer little protection in this lawless environment. The living conditions are so dire, and the overcrowding so severe, that every basic necessity, from food to a place to sleep, can spark deadly confrontations. The fearsome reputation of Barrios Prison extends beyond its walls. Guards are so terrified of the inmates that they rarely venture inside, leaving the gangs to rule unchallenged. This has turned the prison into a dystopian microcosm where the inmates set the rules and the strongest survive. In Barrios Prison, survival of the fittest takes on a whole new meaning. It's not just about staying alive, it's about navigating a relentless gauntlet of violence, deprivation, and fear. This is a place where every day is a battle, every moment a test of endurance. If there's a place that epitomizes the depths of human suffering and the raw struggle for survival, Barrios Prison is it. Petak Island Prison, Russia. Imagine a place so isolating and severe that it puts fear into the heart of the devil himself. Welcome to Petak Island Prison, often referred to as the Alcatraz of Russia. Perched on the desolate Novozero Lake, this remote island fortress is a true island of the damned, housing 193 of Russia's most dangerous inmates, each serving life sentences. Petak Island is not just a prison. It's a purgatory where the worst of the worst are condemned to an existence stripped of hope. These inmates, constantly seeking any means to escape or create havoc, are kept under relentless control. Locked in tiny 2-man cells for 23 hours a day, their world is reduced to a claustrophobic nightmare. Escape is a fantasy here. For the rare hour they are allowed out, prisoners are confined to a minuscule cage, unable to take more than a few steps. The isolation is complete, and the environment is designed to crush any spirit of rebellion or hope. But what truly sets Petak Island apart is its appalling lack of basic sanitation. There are no proper toilets or bathrooms, only steel buckets serve as makeshift lavatories. Inmates sleep on thin, unforgiving beds, and the freezing waters surrounding the island add to the misery. Like likening the experience to living in a zoo during a harsh winter. Life on Patak Island is a relentless descent into despair. Every day, inmates battle not just the harsh conditions, but also the frigid environment that seeps into their bones, breaking their will bit by bit. Here, the spirit is tested to its limits, and survival is a matter of sheer mental endurance. Patak Island Prison is not just a place of confinement, it's a brutal testament to the extremes of human punishment. Bang Kwang Prison, Thailand's infamous Bangkok Hilton. This prison isn't just notorious for its harsh conditions, it's a nightmarish labyrinth where even tourists can find themselves trapped for the most trivial of offenses. Imagine being jailed for something as innocent as reading the wrong book, gathering in a group of 5, or eating a sandwich in public. That's the grim reality in Bangkwang, where a severe government crackdown on drug trafficking has led to extreme overcrowding. Here, tourists and locals alike are crammed into cells alongside death row inmates, creating a volatile mix of fear and tension. New inmates face a brutal initiation. For the first 3 months, they are forced to wear heavy iron chains. The daily struggle for survival is intensified by deplorable living conditions. Meals are often infested with maggots, and clean drinking water is a rare luxury. The relentless heat, filth, and lack of basic hygiene make every day a grueling test of endurance. But Bangkwang's horrors aren't reserved for hardened criminals. A chilling story from a few years ago involves a British tourist who, after being viciously attacked by a Thai gang, was still sentenced to time in Bangkwang for daring to defend himself. This illustrates the merciless justice that reigns here, where even the victims can end up as prisoners. Life in Bangkwang is a relentless ordeal of pain and fear, where survival depends not just on physical strength, but on an unbreakable will. It's a place where humanity's darkest side is on full display, and every day is a fight to retain a shred of dignity and hope. If there is a hell on earth, Bangkwang Prison might just be it. Gitarama Central Prison, Rwanda. Welcome to Gitarama Central Prison in Rwanda, a place where the concept of overcrowding takes on nightmarish proportions. Designed to hold just over 1,300 inmates, this infamous prison now houses a staggering 8,000 souls, making it one of the most densely packed facilities on Earth. Imagine a world where finding a spot to lie down is a luxury. In Gitarama, prisoners are often forced to stand all day or engage in fierce negotiations just to claim a small patch of damp, feces-covered ground. The air is thick with the stench of raw sewage, and the conditions are so appalling that disease and suffocation are rampant. The struggle for survival is a daily battle. Injuries can quickly become death sentences. An infected foot here doesn't just hurt, it can lead to gangrene, forcing inmates into horrific choices: cut it off themselves, risk a slow, agonizing death, or watch in horror as it rots away. But the true horror of Gitarama lies in the depths of desperation. There are documented cases of inmates driven to cannibalism out of sheer hunger, a grisly testament to the extreme conditions within these walls. The guards, indoctrinated to see the prisoners as less than human, contribute to the brutal environment. With little to no oversight, the atrocities that occur behind these bars often go unrecorded and unpunished. Last year alone, 2,000 people died in Rwandan prisons, with the overwhelming majority of those deaths occurring within the squalid confines of Gitarama. Gitarama Central Prison isn't just a place of confinement. It's a living hell where every day is a fight for survival. It's a stark reminder of the depths of human suffering, where the boundaries of endurance are pushed beyond breaking, and the basic tenets of humanity are lost in the struggle to stay alive. Kamiti Maximum Security Prison, Kenya. Welcome to Kamiti Maximum Security Prison in Kenya, where chaos reigns supreme and survival is a daily battle against the odds. Built in 1954 by British colonizers, Kamiti was designed as a colonial fortress during a state of emergency. Today, it stands as a stark relic of the past, complete with its original gallows, but its present reality is far more hellish than its history. Kamiti's claim to infamy begins with its severe overcrowding. Designed to hold 1,200 inmates, it now crams nearly 3,000 prisoners within its oppressive walls. This extreme overpopulation has turned Kamiti into a breeding ground for deadly diseases. HIV, AIDS, syphilis, and tuberculosis run rampant, spreading unchecked through the crowded, unsanitary conditions. But disease is only one part of the nightmare. Kamiti is plagued by unending unrest, and rampant corruption. As the government's preferred dumping ground for political dissidents, the prison is filled with uneducated and desperate men. In this environment, a shadow economy has flourished. Ingenious inmates have turned Kamiti into a hub for elaborate fraud schemes, preying on innocent Kenyans outside the prison walls through a sophisticated telephone scam network. Life in Kamiti is a relentless test of wits and endurance. It's a place where only the smartest, the bravest, and the most ruthless can navigate the treacherous social landscape and survive. Here, every day is a fight against not just the physical hardships, but also the psychological toll of living in a cesspool of corruption and despair. Kamiti Maximum Security Prison isn't just a place of confinement. It's a crucible of human suffering and resilience. It stands as a chilling reminder of the extremes of punishment and the depths of survival instinct, where every moment is a struggle to maintain a semblance of dignity amid the chaos. Guldani Prison, Georgia. Enter the chilling confines of Guldani Prison in Georgia, a place where the echoes of past horrors still reverberate despite claims of reform. This prison's terrifying legacy was brought to light in 2012 when a brave whistleblower, a former prison guard, leaked a harrowing video exposing the institutionalized torture that had plagued inmates for decades. Leaked footage, too graphic to show, revealed the nightmarish reality faced by prisoners. Every night, random inmates were subjected to brutal sodomy with broom handles, vicious beatings, near drownings, intentional bone fractures, and even burns, all inflicted by sadistic guards who wielded power with cruelty. This was not just abuse, it was a systematic regimen of terror designed to break the human spirit. Officials now claim that Guldani has changed, that the violence and torture have ceased. However, the haunting memories and documented atrocities cast a long shadow of doubt. Would you dare to verify these claims firsthand? Guldani Prison stands as a stark reminder of the depths of human cruelty. Its dark history serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the thin veneer of civilization that can easily give way to barbarism. Though they say the violence has stopped, the specter of its past continues to loom, a chilling testament to the horrors that once ruled behind these prison walls.